We've got a ton to go over in today's video. It looks like the PlayStation 5 is going to have backwards compatibility, but even more importantly, suggested by a Sony patent, it will have full backwards compatibility. A Digital Foundry writer also added that it would absolutely have backwards compatibility. I want to talk all about that. And speaking of PlayStation 5, the website domain redirects you to the official PlayStation website, so that's kind of interesting. It does definitely look like Sony's prepping for the PS5. However, the PlayStation 4 is still kicking it. Its worldwide shipments has just topped 94 million units, and I want to go over some specific sales numbers. Also, we have an idea of how long the Division 2 story will be, and just the base story is going to take you quite a while, but of course, the real longevity of the game comes from the endgame content. PlayStation Plus subscribers have also hit a record high, and I want to round out the video by taking a look at some great deals at various JRPGs, Persona 5, as well as Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. More on that at the end of this video. First up, a new Sony patent is suggesting that the PlayStation 5 will be able to run all previous PlayStation software through emulation. Now, it was a foregone conclusion that it would be able to run PlayStation 4 games. I think we were all expecting that, just on the basis that it does look like the PS5 will be running on the same architecture. However, the issue always was, could it run PlayStation 3 games? That was really the critical talking point, because the PlayStation 3 did have such a crazy cell architecture. At this point, we have seen a lot of emulation software come out for PlayStation 3 games on PC, so as that's going, I was theorizing that maybe PlayStation 3 emulation would be possible on the PlayStation 5, and that's what this patent is pointing towards. Essentially, the PlayStation 5 would be able to mimic the behavior of the PlayStation 3 to trick software into thinking that it's the PS3, and that's how you would get games working on it. Essentially, that is emulation. And that would be awesome, because we know that that's the gameplay that Microsoft is going to have. I guarantee you that the next Xbox is going to be able to play Xbox One games. They've already made 360 games playable on the Xbox One, and Xbox games are following, and soon PlayStation has an even longer lineage of games that they can draw from PS4 games, PS3 games, PS2 games, PS1 games. If all of those were playable on one singular box along with the PlayStation 5 software, man, that would be so awesome, because no one wants to keep around 3-4 different boxes so they can play all of these different games. Ideally, I would like to have my PlayStation 5, and I would like it to be able to play all legacy PlayStation games. Hell, if you could get PSP games working on there, PlayStation Vita games working on there, that would be even better. But let's just get legacy backwards compatibility with all of the existing PlayStation consoles, and I would be happy with that. Also, that would make PlayStation Now a far more enticing service, because I believe that the high quality of PS Now comes from its PlayStation 3 library. Unfortunately, those games are not downloadable. All the PS4 games are, but if we could get the PS3 games downloadable, if you throw in some PS2 games, PS1 games, man, that could become a great service that right now is really getting off the ground, because PS4 games are downloadable. Yes, it's great to stream games, but we're not completely there yet. Microsoft has figured it out with Game Pass, and that's a great service. PS Now could be a great service as well if we could get all of the legacy PlayStation titles running on that. Also, I do want to add that John Linneman of Digital Foundry and Eurogamer noted on Twitter, responding to a tweet saying, quote, "Who here thinks that PlayStation 5 will be backwards compatible for PlayStation 4 games?" He responded saying, "It will absolutely have this, zero question." And yes, I absolutely agree with him. It's a foregone conclusion that the PlayStation 5 will be able to play PS4 games. The real question is, can it play PS3, PS2, and PS1 games natively? Now, it'll be even more interesting to see if the discs will just work from the get-go. Can I just pop in a PS3 or PS2 disc, and can it read that, and then can I be good to go? Or is it going to be a case of I have to download all of these PlayStation 3 titles, I have to buy them through the PSN store, I have to subscribe to PS Now? I still have a lot of my PlayStation 3 games, so if I could just pop it into the PlayStation 5 and them working, that would be great. But all of this uncertainty will probably be unraveled in the coming year. And moving on from that, a PlayStation 5 website is now redirecting to the official PlayStation site. Specifically, the domain is PlayStation5.pro, and if you visit that domain, it actually takes you to the official PlayStation website. So just something interesting I wanted to note. Kind of an odd domain with PlayStation5.pro, but something else that I think is going to add to the PS5 speculation. Okay, so while all of us are speculating about PS5, while backwards compatibility sounds great, we still have the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 is still a great console, and it's still kicking it from a commercial standpoint. Since December 31st, the console has sold another 8.1 million consoles. In a 3-month span ending on December 31st, 2018, the console has sold 8.1 million consoles, and now total worldwide shipments have topped 94.2 million consoles. That is an incredible number, as we are inching closer and closer to that milestone of 100 million consoles sold. 100 million is really when you know that that console has broken a boundary of being a real success. Look at the PlayStation 3. In that entire life cycle, it only sold 80 million. The Xbox 360 was around the same number, and I would say that both of those consoles were pretty big successes. With the PlayStation 4, it is already already head and shoulders above that, and we're talking about a shorter lifespan. The PlayStation 3 was around from 2006, and the PlayStation 4 was released in 2013. The PS4 released in 2013, and we have data of it being released for 5 years, so within 5 years, it has outsold the PlayStation 3 by a considerable amount, while the PS3 was out for 7 years. Just think about that for a second. The console is doing incredibly well, and I imagine that 2019 will be the last barn burner year for the console in terms of sales. Although come 2020, they could drop the price, say it's down to like $150 by then, I could still see the console selling. It's just a very accessible console at this point, and a lot of people just want a decent Fortnite machine, and the PS4 acts as that, so it topping 94.2 million consoles sold, a very impressive number. Moving on from that, The Division 2's release is quickly approaching. It'll be coming March 15th, and after the success of The Division 1, even though it wasn't a great game initially, Ubisoft stayed committed and it got better and better, just like a lot of other Ubisoft games. And now it has been noted that The Division 2's story is around 40 hours long, and that's just for the main story. Endgame content will obviously add a ton more longevity on top of that, and Ubisoft is going to stay committed to this game as well and continue to release more content. That was coming directly from a post from the Xbox Wire, and here's the story synopsis for The Division 2. Quote, 7 months have passed since a deadly virus hit New York City and the rest of the world, crippling the population. When the virus hit the Division, a unit of civilian sleeper agents was activated as the last line of defense. Since then, Division agents have been fighting relentlessly to save what remains. For the Division, the stakes are higher than ever. Washington, D.C., the most heavily protected city on Earth, is at risk, leaving the entire nation on the brink of collapse. If Washington, D.C. is lost, then the nation falls. As a Division agent who has been in the field for 7 months, you and your team are the last hope to stop the fall of society after the pandemic collapse. The Division 2 will be released on the PlayStation 4 come March 15th, so that's another game to be on the lookout for, just a little over a month away. Also, we're talking about all the success that the PlayStation 4 console has been having, but PlayStation Plus as a subscription service with the increased number of people that own PlayStation devices, obviously that is increasing too, and it has hit a new record high with over 36 million PlayStation users who pay for PlayStation Plus monthly. And now there are over 36 million PlayStation users who are paying for PlayStation Plus. Now, it's unclear whether they're paying month by month or yearly. Hopefully, the majority of you 36 million are paying yearly, or else you are getting absolutely destroyed with how much you're paying for Plus. But even though there's been a lot of negative criticism over the PlayStation Plus game offerings, the fact remains that a lot of people just enjoy playing multiplayer games, and you inherently need PS Plus to talk with all your friends, so PlayStation Plus is kind of a necessity. However, it is 36 million people of over 90 million console ships, so that is an interesting statistic. There are a lot of people that are playing on the PlayStation 4 that don't have PlayStation Plus, so that is something to note as well. However, with 36 million subscribers, man, Sony is making an absolute killing off PlayStation Plus, and there is no doubt that's going to be a subscription service that sticks around for next generation. Moving on from that, and lastly, Persona 5 is down to $20 over at Best Buy. Now, it does look like it's out of stock right now, but it went out of stock once and then it came back in stock. So I could see it coming back in stock, and also if you just go to your local store, you should be able to snag it for $20, $15.99 if you're a GCU subscriber. And actually refreshing the page right now, it is back in stock. So just keep an eye on this. It's going to fluctuate quite a bit, so just keep an eye on it. If it does go out of stock, it might come back in stock, and if you do see it in stock, $20 for Persona 5 is a tremendous deal. If you don't know how I feel, in short, I think it's one of, if not the best Japanese RPGs of all time. And I think it nails it in just about every perspective that a JRPG could go for, from excellent visuals, great storytelling, awesome music, great turn-based gameplay. It really nails it at every element. And lastly, over at GameStop, you can check out Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition for $19.99 as well. This is a great game, not as good as Persona 5, but I enjoyed Final Fantasy 15 for what it was. The Royal Edition is the definitive version of the game with a lot of additional content, the side stories that really should have been in the game from the get-go. You have the Comrades multiplayer in there as well, and you have a pretty cool open world to explore. $20 for that, I would say, is a great buy. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, it looks like the PlayStation 5 will have backwards compatibility. PlayStation 4 worldwide shipments have topped 94.2 million. PlayStation Plus subscribers have topped 36 million. The Division 2 story looks to be 40 hours long, and get those great deals on Persona 5 and Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.